Okay, so have you ever tried to share something you're genuinely excited about, but the other person just gives you that look, like you're pushing something sketchy?
Oh, absolutely. That wall of skepticism, it's a really common hurdle, especially when you're sharing new opportunities online.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really what we're digging into today. We're
Yeah.
exploring how to gently, nudge someone who's skeptical towards taking that first step.
Right. Without being pushy.
Specifically, we're looking at this through the lens of MyLeadGenSecret, or MLGS, and we're basing this on some pretty interesting open source research by Peter Graff.
Yeah, Graf's work is focused on cutting through the usual hype. It's like
Yeah.
really practical advice for people who are maybe struggling with MLGS or just starting out, very down-to-earth stuff.
And our mission here, for you listening, is basically to pull out the usable strategies from Graph's research. How do you create calls to action that skeptical folks actually respond to?
Without making them feel pressured. That's the key.
Okay, so where do we start? I guess first, why does the hard sell, the big buy now button, usually fall flat with these leads?
Well, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? If someone doesn't know you and they're already a bit wary, a really aggressive pitch just triggers their defenses.
Right. It's like an immediate nope.
Exactly. Their shields go up. They haven't seen the value yet. They don't trust the source necessarily. And you're asking for a commitment. It's just too much, too soon.
It feels like you're skipping all the important steps.
Precisely. It's asking for the sale before you've even, introduced yourself properly.
Ah, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Okay, so if that approach is out, what does Graph's research suggest works better?
The core idea is shifting to low-risk, high-information calls to action. So instead of asking them to buy, you're inviting them to learn something or see something.
Offering value, basically, making it feel safe to click.
Exactly. It's about reducing that perceived risk.
Okay, let's get concrete. Graph pulls out some specific examples, like this one. See how it works. Watch 3-minute demo. What's going on there?
Well, first off, that little pointing finger emoji, it actually does grab the eye in plain text. Simple but effective.
Okay.
But the real psychology is in the phrasing, see how it works, taps into curiosity. And watch 3-minute demo that tells them exactly what the commitment is. It's tiny.
Right, it's not commit your life savings, it's spend 3 minutes satisfying your curiosity. Very low barrier.
Precisely. And it doesn't demand anything up front, just a little bit of their time.
So for you listening, how could you apply this? If you've got something maybe a bit complex.
Yeah, instead of pushing for a trial or a sign up right away, could you offer just a quick peek, a
Yeah.
short video, maybe an infographic, something that answers immediate questions?
Minimal time, satisfies curiosity, makes sense. Okay, what about this one? Click here to see proof. The brackets are interesting.
Yeah, the brackets help it stand out visually in like an email or a text post. Makes it look more like a clickable link sometimes. But the key word there is proof. Skeptics don't respond well to claims. They want evidence. Offering proof directly addresses that doubt.
It suggests you've got something solid to back up what you're saying.
Right. It invites them to verify it for themselves, which lowers the psychological barrier. It's like saying, hey, don't trust me, trust the data.
So how can you, the listener, use this? What counts as proof?
Oh, it could be anything, really, depending on what you offer. Case studies, um, testimonials, screenshots of results, maybe some data, even just a clear demonstration. Anything tangible.
Got it. Show, don't just tell. Okay, next example. Get the details, no sign up needed. That last part seems
Oh,
crucial.
massively. No sign up needed or no obligation. Those phrases are gold. People are really hesitant to give up their email address or personal info early on, especially if they're
Oh,
skeptical.
yeah, that's often the first hurdle, isn't it? The sign up form.
Absolutely. So by removing that requirement, you remove a huge piece of friction. You're saying, here's some valuable info, no strings attached.
It positions you as helpful, not just trying to grab their contact details.
Exactly. It builds a bit of goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you link to a blog post, a detailed guide,
Mm-hmm.
an explanatory video, something valuable they can access freely.
I like that shift. Value first. Okay, what about using tools? The research mentions things like try the free lead calculator or calculate your earning potential here.
Ah, yes. Free tools are fantastic, especially interactive ones. They offer immediate personalized value to the user.
And again, no financial risks.
Zero financial risk.
Okay.
And in the MLGS context, something like an earnings calculator directly addresses a key question. What's in this for me potentially? It makes the benefit feel more concrete.
The research notes that MLGS leads respond well to free value, so this taps right into that.
It really does. It gives them a tangible takeaway and encourages engagement without asking for a purchase.
So, thinking beyond MLGS, how can you apply this? What kind of free tool could you offer?
The principle is universal. Think about your audience. What small problem could you help them solve? A checklist, a template, a quick quiz, a calculator relevant to your field.
Something that provides utility.
Exactly. Utility and a glimpse of the potential benefits of whatever you're ultimately offering. It kind of subtly moves them along the path.
Okay, so those are some great specific examples. The research also talks about some broader principles for making these CTAs work. First one is clarity and prominence. Seems obvious, but
It is obvious, but so often overlooked. Your call to action has to be easy to see and understand. If it's buried in text, people will miss it.
especially if they're just stemming.
Right, so put it on its own line, use a button if you can, make it visually distinct. No ambiguity about what the next step is.
Makes sense. Then there's conversational tone. How does that apply to a button or a link?
It's about the language around the CTA and the language in the CTA itself. It should feel like a natural part of the conversation.
Less demanding, more inviting.
Exactly. Instead of a stark submit, maybe something like, show me the proof, or get your free guide, or using a phrase like, so the next logical step is to, it should fit the flow.
Right, keep it human. Okay, next principle, risk reduction. We talked about no sign up, but are there other ways?
Yeah, using prefaces can help. Something like, look, no pressure here, but you probably owe it to yourself to see this.
Yeah.
It acknowledges their potential hesitation.
That's smooth. It kind of validates their caution while still encouraging the click.
It softens the ask.
Then there's increasing curiosity. How do we intentionally do that?
It ties back to offering proof or showing how something works. You hint at valuable information or a solution to their problem, but you don't give it all away before the click.
Leaving a little mystery.
The little positive mystery, yeah. You want them thinking, what is that proof? Or how does that actually work? Make the click feel like the answer to a question they now have. The goal is that thought. Well, it costs nothing to look.
Nothing to lose. Got it. And the final principle, natural integration.
This is just about context. The CTA shouldn't feel random. It needs to logically follow whatever came before it.
So if you tell a story about someone's success,
Then the natural CTA is see exactly how they did it or get the strategy they used. It connects directly back, making the click feel like the obvious next step in learning more.
it makes the whole thing feel less like an ad and more like helpful guidance.
Precisely.
Now, this research comes from Peter Graff. You mentioned his background affiliate marketing, MLGS, Bluehost. Why is that relevant?
Well, just adds weight to the advice,
Yeah.
He's not just talking theory. He's sharing what he's found works in practice, specifically in these kinds of online marketing spaces.
So it's grounded in real-world experience.
Yeah, and his focus seems to be on, practical no-hype strategies, which aligns perfectly with trying to reach people who are naturally skeptical of hype.
Good point. Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. If you're listening and you're dealing with skeptical leads, what's the big takeaway here?
I think the main thing is to flip the script. Stop thinking about the immediate sale and start thinking about offering genuine value and reducing risk first.
Use those CTAs that invite people to learn, to see proof, to get details freely, or to use a helpful tool.
Exactly. Focus on sparking curiosity, not demanding commitment. Build that initial trust.
And remember those principles. Make it clear, keep the tone conversational, reduce the perceived risk, pique their interest, and make sure it fits naturally with your message.
If you do that, you've got a much better chance of getting that initial click, even from someone who's very cautious.
So here's something to think about. What if you shifted your focus entirely towards offering that upfront, no strings attached value, building trust first? What's one small piece of info or one simple tool you could offer today that costs your lead nothing but time and naturally encourages them to want to learn more? Really mull that over.